I've been saying for a hot minute I was gonna get y'all this video, and I've literally been lacking and slacking when it comes to the best insane custom tactics in FC25. It's the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. It's the formation I actually love the most in this game to play. I run two formations. I'm not gonna lie about it. I run the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and I started messing around with the 4-4-2. I don't know enough about the 4-4-2 yet because I just started running this bad boy, right? I just started getting comfortable with the 4-4-2. But I know everything about the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow because this formation has gotten me 14-1 on two different accounts, one Road to Glory big account, 2 weekends in a row pretty much, and I played the best football I play in this formation. There's something you must understand about the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. It's not gonna be the most balanced formation. It's not gonna be the best defensive formation. It is gonna be a formation where you play insane football. It's gonna be a formation where you get to attack your opponent a lot, and you get to dominate the offensive game, and you get to break down all those sweaty five backs, park the bus because you have so much tiki-taka passing. But you're gonna get countered, and that's just what it is, right? So it's kind of like Manchester City in real life or Barcelona in real life, right? You're playing very, very aggressive. You're playing a very high line. You're playing a very great attacking football, but sometimes teams are gonna counter you. And if you're okay with that because you care more about having fun, then this formation's for you. Now I'm gonna show you the custom tactics in 1 minute. I just want you guys to understand that I built mine based off the players I had and the players that worked for me and the players that do certain things the best, right? So let me kind of start from there and go from there. Like, for example, Guti has double pluses with a playmaker. So when I was building the formation, I went based off the double pluses, and then I figured out from there what worked the best, if that makes sense. Guti gets double pluses as a playmaker. My icon girl gets double pluses as box to box. And I even had Petit at one point that got double pluses as a holding. Unfortunately, I don't have that anymore. If I did, it would be the best. I personally like to get double pluses. I personally enjoy that the most. I want you to know that in the cam position, I do it two ways. If I have a playmaker in this position, then I'll have the playmaker on. If I have a shadow striker in this position, I'll have the shadow striker on. So right now I have the playmaker because I had a playmaker in that position. I actually think I had Pulisic in that. Was it Pulisic? No, it wasn't. I forget who I had here as the playmaker. But the shadow striker works exactly the same. I'll show you right now in the custom tactics. So as we go into it, it's gonna be very, very simple. You guys can see the code right there. Take the code, use the code, but let me explain it before you go with that, all right? Let me explain how I use this formation. That's extremely important. All right, first of all, the line is just gonna be 70. You can go higher, you can go lower, you can go with what you feel comfortable with. I feel comfortable at 70. It's what I go with. I go straight up balance, but let me explain the roles because this is where it gets very, very important. Al-Jabir, for me personally, you're gonna want this to be your player that can score from outside the box. Maybe you got players that can score from outside the box on both sides. I don't. Al-Jabir is the best finesse shot that I have at striker, and that's one of the best finesse shots in the game that's affordable. This guy can finesse his left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter. If you watch my Road to Glories on my main channel, you guys know I score a stupid amount of goals from outside the box with this guy because his finesse shot's just broken. You don't even have to green time it. If you do, it's even better, but you don't have to. You want that out there. On the right-hand side, I personally go with a player that can go ahead and create opportunities for you. You know, like speed boost into the box, cross the ball across, because when the 4-1-2-1-2 guys, you're gonna tiki-taka so much that you're gonna have the back post cross on so much like you're playing FIFA 13. Like literally speed into the box and you'll see your striker, that back post striker is always gonna be open. So I give the ball to Sophia Smith because she's small, I speed boost into the box, and Al-Jabir is just gonna be that back there, back post to head the ball into the back of that. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Right here, like I told you guys, I'm gonna put Shadow Striker, and I want you guys to notice the difference. So Shadow Striker takes those 5 blocks right there. I mean, Playmaker does. Shadow Striker is not gonna dip as much, but that's okay if you got the double Playmaker, because as you guys can see without the ball, Guti goes inside either way. So that's why I go with the Playmaker or a Shadow Striker here. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna explain something that you really need on your team though that's important, okay, for this formation to work well. I'll show you in 1 second. That's how I play it. On the right-hand side, I let Delort kind of go up and down. On the other side, I leave my left back locked in, right? Because Guti's already pushing up that field as a playmaker. So I don't want there to be no space on the left, right? I want players to stay. So I let Nuno Tavares stay back because I know that Guti's kind of going to take that playmaker role, kind of take care of attacking on this side. On this side, I have a box-to-box midfielder, so I have nobody really attacking the wings that much. So I let Dalot go on that side to attack the wings up and down, okay? One thing you want to do when you're playing this formation is you have to trigger runs, okay? You need to do tiki-taka 1-2s. So if I have the ball on Guti, I give it to Pulisic. The moment I pass the Pulisic, I'm telling Guti to go on a run. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to use the Guti pass, but I have Guti going on a run. And if Guti gets covered by my opponent, I'll take Pulisic, I'll rotate him, I'll look at my other midfielder and make them go on a run and slide that ball there. Now, the most important thing with this tactics, and I know a lot of people won't believe me, but this is the most important thing, and this is why Guti's in my starting 11. This badge right here, this play style is a must, because when you have your two strikers running into space, you need someone that can smash a beautiful through ball. And more importantly, when I have the ball on Guti and there is no pass to El Jabir or Sophia Smith or to Christian Pulisic, I need someone that can spam a through ball all the way and hit Dalot and my right back on the run. That is important. You got to be able to have someone who can spam a beautiful through ball and connect every single time. Most of my midfielders have the play style. It might not be gold, right? But they have it. I wish I could have gold in every single one. Also, I like the team with Sissoko. I had the wrong player in there. And the reason for that is this badge. Now, with Guti, I'm looking for the through ball on the floor. With this player here, I'll get it, I'll send my players on run, and I'll spam an over the top to El Jabir, Sophia Smith, or Dalot. I use Dalot going forward so much that I'll get the ball on Sissoko off the defense, I'll tell Dalot to go on a run, I'll fake like I'm going to El Jabir, and over the top ball to Dalot, and then start the tiki-taka passing. The 1-2s all the way up the field are incredible. You gotta use the diamond, man. Like, think about it as you're playing it in diamonds, okay? Like if you're playing to the left, you use the diamond this way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like use that as a diamond or use this side as a diamond. Play the formation in diamonds, which means you pass, and you can pass in these diamonds, right? You never really want to go right to left too much because you're going to get intercepted by the defensive mids. So you use your right back and your left back to kind of give you width to the formation. But realistically, the tiki-taka in between your midfielders and your strikers are going to be so important. And then the final pass, whether it's an over the top from Sissoko or a beautiful through ball from your Guti, that is the most important thing. So you definitely want to look for players with this badge gold, bro. It is such an important badge. It is such an important badge in this formation. I know in the 4-4-2, you don't need it that much because in the 4-4-2, it has more of spread out players, so you're more doing hard driven passes. In this formation, the through ball works extremely well. Also, the hard driven pass is incredible. Yeah, you definitely want to be used that if you don't know what I'm talking about. The hard driven pass is R1 and X. R1 and X will drill the, like, bomb the ball into it, right? You bomb it into your opponent, into your teammates. So that's a very clutch pass to be using up and down the field. But I definitely go for the double pluses. I definitely go for the through ball badges and the over the top through ball badges on your midfielders, lads. It is super important. This formation can be the funnest formation in the game. If you have the right players, if you play it correctly, if you make players go on run, but just know that a lot of the passes that you make and the plays you create are going to be because of making your players go on manual runs. You're going to have to trigger it. Otherwise, it stays too compact. It stays too much through the middle, and you'll never be able to fool your opponent. It'll be too predictable. But if you're able to know how to like tell players to go on runs with L1 or tell players to come back for runs with R1, right bumper on Xbox, left bumper on Xbox makes them go on a run, or right bumper on Xbox makes them come to you. R1, same thing on PlayStation, makes them come to you. L1 makes them go on a run. You look at them and you trigger one of those, and if you're able to do that, if you're able to create plays through that, this formation will absolutely dominate your opponents for you, man. It is a beautiful, fun formation, but make sure you get the right play styles. That's super important, guys, and make sure you look at the player roles. super important. Double pluses or a plus in each position will go a long way. And also the play styles, the through ball badges, a finesse badge. You definitely want a finesse badge. You want to be able to score from outside the box in some games. Have a speed player, a scorer from outside the box. Have a good through ball passer. Have a good over the top passer. And the rest, your middle cam, if I could recommend anything to you guys, it would be someone that can R1 dribble. That's important, right? Hold R1, dribble, R1 dribbling. It's very, very clutch to open up space, man. I R1 dribble a lot with Christian Pulisic, spam a little through ball in. Sophia Smith is through, and we cook it up. So that's my 4-1-2-1-2 custom tactics. Sorry for taking so long to get them to you, but you guys now have them. Hopefully they work as good for you as they do for me, and hopefully you guys dominate the weekend league with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. More player reviews coming your way. Booyah.